Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Phyllis and Miss Carrie from the Hive today. How's it going? Boys and girls, today we're at Chincoteague and we're out here looking at the marshlands.
And today, or for this episode, we're going to be looking at the marsh versus the beach as a habitat for animals. So stay tuned. We've got some good stuff for you.
See you later. Bye-bye.
First, we headed up the road to start exploring.
On our way to view the marsh, we got to see the Assateague Lighthouse.
We were able to get up close and personal with some of the marshlands around Chincoteague and Assateague Islands. There are lots of open areas of land filled with marsh, grass, reeds, and cattails.
While we were exploring the marsh, we said hello to a turtle taking a leisurely stroll. In order to learn more about the animals who call the marsh their home, we headed back to the wildlife refuge we visited last week.
The marsh is home to lots of animals like many different ducks. Lots of birds like these egrets use the birds as nurseries for their babies.
As you can see, the marsh provides a habitat or place to live for lots of different animals. Now we will be leaving the marshlands and heading to the beach.
We saw lots of seagulls looking for food on the beach.
The beach sure is a beautiful place where the ocean meets the sand.
If you look closely in this picture, you can see a pair of pelicans flying over the crashing waves.
Back at the refuge, we learned about how the seagulls make their nests on the beach.
Now let's take a look at the Wet Web of Wildlife table to get a bigger picture.
First, there's the blue crab. They are not picky eaters as they feed on almost everything. Then we see the fishermen in the boat harvesting the blue crabs for us humans to eat.
Then we have the marsh periwinkle. They eat decayed plant material and algae. Then we see the laughing gull flying in the sky.
Here we have the salt marsh cordgrass, which is the most dominant plant in the marsh. Now back on land, you can see a fox trying to catch some lunch.
Check this out. It's a baby spot and mullet fish. They swim into shallow, grass-filled waters to hide from birds looking to eat them. Now, let's look at the egrets. Egrets live in nest colonies called rookeries. They eat the young fish we just saw.
Bluefish, like this one, are always hungry, so you can find them eating the smaller fish in this picture well after dinner time. Then you see the large winged osprey, who is diving feet first into the water to catch fish.
These creatures that look like shells are called mussels. They are like filters in the water as they separate dead matter and excretes what the surrounding plants need to survive. A willet is a bird that just visits us in the summertime. They prod the mussels open to eat them with their long and straight beak.
Now let's compare the beach and the marsh side by side and look at some more animals.
Let's start with sand crab. These crabs are about as big as your thumb and they spend most of their time buried in the sand.
Now if you look into the water, you just might spot some minnows. Minnows swim in little schools or groups. Sometimes you can see them right at the water's edge.
Have you ever seen these, boys and girls? These are called horseshoe crabs. Horseshoe crabs are called living fossils because they have been around well before the dinosaurs roamed the earth and have remained unchanged.
Boys and girls, do you see the fin coming out of the water? Look, it's a dolphin. Off the coast of our beaches on the shore, we have bottlenose dolphins. These dolphins are found in smaller groups than those who tend to stay offshore.
Now let's look over at the marshlands. Check that out, boys and girls. It's a great blue heron. These birds feed on the fish found swimming in the marsh and can eat up to 2 pounds of fish per day. There sure is a lot of fish.
Look over there, guys. It's an osprey. These birds can be seen diving in the water feet first to catch their food, like that fish. Did you know their wings can span up to 5 feet?
Lastly, we have the snapping turtle. These turtles are omnivores, meaning they eat both plants and animals. Their diet in the marsh consists of plant matter, small fish, and even small mammals.
So now you can see the beach and the marsh side by side with some of the animals that live in them. That's going to do it today for us on the Hive. Don't forget to have your parents fill out the survey in the description of this video so you can receive a free marsh activity this week. See you next time at the Hive.